Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
So today we'll look at a different aspect of cyber security, how artificial intelligence, which is now a buzzword everywhere, and so how that can help cyber security, or cyber security can help AI. So I hope by this time you might have gone through many lectures on cyber security, particular network security, cryptography and hardware security, wherein you might have gone through side channel attacks, etc., etc. So assuming that you have that background, now before starting this, so the theme is artificial intelligence and cyber security, how we can make use of artificial intelligence in improving the cyber security of the system. I acknowledge the contribution of my collaborators who helped me in developing this area for quite some time, from IIT Bombay, from Tokyo University, University of Wisconsin, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India and Japan Science and Technology, National Cyber Security Coordinator Office, from where we are getting generous funding for this work. This is my group which is working on different aspects of cyber security. We have some major projects wherein we are looking at how AI can help in improving the cyber security. One of the major project is AI powered adaptive cyber defense system for national critical information infrastructure. That's very important, because if it is a critical information infrastructure which can be compromised, in that case it can create havoc. That's sponsored by Government of India with generous funding of 120 crores. Another Indo-Japanese project we have, that is Trusted Cyber Physical Cognitive Systems. This was started as the design and architecture of cyber physical systems, and now has come up as cyber physical cognitive system, because today any system that you have wherein there is a physical resources and then controlled by the cyber system, which has some kind of intelligence or cognitive ability. So if it has cognitive ability, in that case that can be like a fooled, and therefore you need to have a trusted cyber physical cognitive systems. And we are working along with Tokyo University in Japan to develop such kind of design methodologies for this. Another project we have is vulnerability analysis using symbolic execution, that is again sponsored by Government of India, to find out the vulnerability in device drivers and applications for Windows and Linux systems. So these are the major projects wherein I am involved with, and wherein we are significantly using AI to improve the cyber defense system, or to develop the cyber defense system. Outline of this talk would be, maybe there would be lighter start, and maybe it would become dense as we go along. Cyber security and societal development, how much impact cyber security has on societal development. A brief tutorial about artificial intelligence. I don't know how many of you are aware about artificial intelligence techniques. So to complement that, a brief tutorial on that. Then we'll look at that how AI can help cyber security, as well as security can help AI, because if AI itself is compromised, in that case nobody knows that what will happen if we are relying on AI. So, and finally we will conclude with some conclusions which perhaps may help you in in say making decision about your research career. So, if you look at the societal development, then society is like here divided in 4 phases of development. Maybe couple of centuries ago, society was a society of hunters and gatherers. I do not know why it was, but this was said to be a society of hunters and gatherers. People used to hunt animals and eat them and move or roam around. With the invention of agriculture around 1500,000 years ago, people started to grow some grains and started to settle, and that became the second phase of society, and we call society 2.0. So, development of irrigation techniques, firm establishment of settlement were part of the agrarian society. Nothing much has happened for almost 2000 years, almost 15,000 years, but in 18th century, again with the invention of loco or steam engines, it provided mobility for people to move from one place to another place and start to automate the work, and therefore we transformed society from primarily agriculture based society to the industry based society, and we call as industrial society, and that is society 3.0. Again, as time progressed, there were faster pace in development, and now by last century or mid of last century, with the invention of computer, we entered into the another phase of societal growth, and that is society 4.0, which is referred as information society. So, in the beginning or in the middle of last century, we had invention of computer. Typically, computer was almost invented in 18th century. However, that computer was mechanical computer, and you could do only some primitive calculations. Rather than, I should not call that as a computer, it was a calculator. But then development of computer got significant thrust during the last century, wherein and primary enabler, of course, that was one of the enabler. There was many efforts to develop electronic computer, sometimes even early in last century. But with the invention of say electronic switch, everything has been transformed. First, so before that there were mechanical systems, after that they were replaced by electromechanical systems, wherein relays used to control the systems, and then we moved to the electronic system, and electronic computers became like here the significant workforce. So, and this was fueled mostly by the necessity during Second World War. Now, one can say that here in war we need swords, guns, cannon, etc. Why we need computer? Why we need computer in a war? For information transfer we need communication system, and there was a well developed communication system around that time, through space, through wire. One is to break the encryption or encrypted messages which were transmitted by Germans to their soldiers. That was one motivation. Another motivation was to calculate the trajectory of the cannons which they were firing, and then their range used to be very, very long, maybe 20 miles, 25 miles, something like that. And when I fire something projectile, and that runs for 20 miles, it is deflected by the wind, and you have to compute that at what angle and velocity I should fire so that it will hit my target. these were the two major reasons. Because of that computer, there was a huge demand of development of computer, and there were many efforts throughout the globe, in Europe, in US, in United Kingdom, almost everywhere, but none of the project finished before Second World War ended. So, but of course, with all the bad impact of war, we got good computers after that. Now, so that was the invention of computer, which started the information society, but then the big thrust has happened when we invented internet technology, wherein machines can communicate from one place to another place. Of course, this was amalgamation of computer technology with the communication technology. Communication technology was already well established by that time. Now you can share information, and therefore we entered into the information society, which we call as Society 4.0. That was the development until last century. Now, in this century, we are going a step ahead, and we call this as a century of or the society of super smarts. So, super smart society or society 5.0. So, all these, what are the characteristics? I am coming to that. So, in society 5.0, machine and human are supposed to interact and make a collective decisions. It is not the in isolation machine processes some information, give it to you, and then you are the sole responsible to make any decision. Now, there should be a synergetic say decision making system that should happen between machine and human. So, these societal revolution or societal evolution was fueled by the industrial revolution. First industrial revolution was establishment of light industries, then that we call as first industrial revolution, then heavy and chemical industry, that was the second industrial revolution, sometimes in 18th century. Then the third industrial revolution was computer and internet technology, which is very important, and now we are in the era of fourth industrial revolution, and rather we are entering into fifth industrial revolution. So, in fourth industrial revolution is backbone of society 5.0, which make it possible. So, that is the digital transformation. So, the technologies which are supporting this are digital transformation, AI, IoT. AI is artificial intelligence, IoT, Internet of Things, and the blockchain technology. These are there is a bouquet of technologies which is supporting fourth industrial revolution, but these are the major technologies which are supporting fourth industrial revolution. So, now we can see that this third industrial revolution brought us the computers and internet, and now fourth industrial revolution brought us artificial intelligence, IoT based systems, blockchain technology, all these kind of things. Some of them you have already studied here. So, fourth industrial revolution that is key to society 5.0. We have cyber physical systems, artificial intelligence, all these things are like collectively making a part of this. Now, when we are actually moving forward from the fourth industrial revolution to fifth industrial revolution, wherein there are two important characteristics. One is mass customization. So far we were all for generalization of things, wanted to make everything as general as possible, so that anyone can use. Now it is the era of mass customization, whether it is a computer system, whether it is a medical consultation, wherein you go and then you get the personalized medication based on your say DNA, consultant, medical consultant is supposed to figure out that which medicine suits you the best, rather than prescribing a generic medicine, have to prescribe very specific medicine that is best suited for your you. So, this is the era of mass customization, and another one is this is era of cyber physical cognitive systems, wherein we have cyber physical systems are system of systems with some cognitive ability. So, that means they can make their decision by themselves. So, that makes Industrial Revolution 5.0 that its priority is to utilize efficiently machine and human synergistically. That is very, very important. This makes significant changes in the industry 4.0, and it will create these smart factories and smart systems. Internet of Things, so perhaps all of you know that what are the Internet of Things, and maybe you will come to know in a minute why I am talking about all these things. So, the thing in Internet of Things is anything which can think, which can say process information other than computer is called as thing, like your phone, watch, ring, televisions, cars, etc. IoTs are like here say have 4 different parts. One is they sense something, some environmental parameter, communicate that to the back end servers wherein it can be processed, then it computes, and then after computation it should send the actuation signal, so that things can be controlled as per requirement, and this eventually develop a smart world. So, now this smart world has a backbone of information processing system and artificial intelligence, and that is where. So, now smart world consists of the anything which we see all around, like a smart city in which we have smart transport system, smart homes, smart say healthcare system, etc., etc. Like there can be a smart home wherein when you approach to your home, it should recognize you and then open the door. It should not open the door for a stranger, but if you are entitled to enter into the house, it should recognize and open the door. Wherever you sit in the room, it will sense that where is your presence, and then it should direct the cooling system towards you. It should turn on the television and say play music or movie or whatever your preference is. So, all these things are like it has to be done automatically without you tell to the system. Smart transport, of course, like here all of us are fascinated towards that autonomous vehicle, wherein just now this industry has totally transformed, which used to be a mechanical industry couple of years ago. Now it has been totally transformed into the industry of computer engineering and electrical engineering. Only few moving parts are there in the system which belongs to the mechanical engineering. So, this is a great revolution that we have seen in this time. Now, you sit inside the car, do whatever you want to do, just you need to say that here please take me to this place. It will find out its own route, the optimal route by itself, and take you there. So, however, all these things are there, we have too much dependence on these smart world or say smart transport or such kind of cyber physical systems which also have cognitive ability today. So, that means they can think and can make their decision on their own without consulting to you. Like if you sit in a car, perhaps it won't ask you whether you want to go through path X or Y or Z. It makes its own decision and take you to your destination. So, now there are when there is a amalgamation of or say merger of the couple of technologies, then maybe there are significant danger, and one of the risk, perhaps nowadays you might have heard what has happened with AIIMS Delhi. That entire system was collapsed, and there was no I do not know whether it is fully functional or not. For a long time the system was non-functional, and they had gone back to the old system wherein you write everything in your records. There is no availability of previous record of the patients, etc., etc. Mumbai city, perhaps all of you are from Mumbai, so Mumbai city also has seen such kind of attack way back in 2020, just after eruption of COVID, and there was no electricity throughout the day in October 2020. Everything was on standstill. Then now here, there may be many reasons, but here one of the suspect was that a power outage was because of the cyber sabotage. Now, when we have increasing, we are increasingly relying on these systems, can we live without electricity for days together? Assume that your bank gets such kind of attack, and you won't be able to withdraw money for next 10 days. It may be too irritating to you, and maybe the next day you will go and open account in another bank, and perhaps once that bank become operational, you will transfer your money to the new bank, right, and that bank will go out of business. So there would be a lot of implication in today's society because of integration of all these technologies together. Our increasing say reliance on or dependence on the cyber physical cognitive systems. There are well known attack on Iranian nuclear power system, wherein the hackers were able to break in their nuclear facility and were able to stop that. Just a few months ago, there was an attack on US colonial pipeline, gas pipeline, wherein there was no supply of gas for almost 4-5 days, and they ended up paying $4.4 million. These are the official numbers. I don't know whether unofficial numbers are different from the official number, but so this is a huge ransom they had paid. So, and then similarly there are many other attacks in this year itself, like around Ireland's healthcare system. So if you look at today in the just when we are recovering out of COVID, among the other say worries is mostly the organization's biggest concern is cyber security. This is the data based on some sample survey which was made 2 years ago, just after eruption of COVID. But you can see that here 50% people were worried about the cyber security as a biggest challenge to them, and want to put their foot and want to do something. Then there are other like automation, innovation, business productivity, all modernization, all others are the concerns, but the topmost concern is cyber security, and therefore one has to work on this. Now, when we talk about the ransomware attack that has happened recently, you can see that these are data a little bit year old, but say so this view graph says that here how many organizations reported ransomware attack in last year, that means in 2021. So and large number like 80% in Saudi Arabia, and maybe still we are not in that high in that list, but there is a significant increase. And you can see that how the ransomware attacks are increasing year after year. It's like a maybe double exponential, and this has become a almost like a parallel industry that can that uses public money through the cryptocurrency. So now here the blockchain is another technology that is creation or part of the fourth industrial revolution, and which is supporting them, right. So now I mean, when we are in some technological era, we have to face the consequences. The ransomware money that people paid in 2018 was $8 billion, that has increased to $20 billion in 2020, and it is increasing day by day, and that's a big challenge. And particularly if you happen to work in a critical infrastructure, it's really a big worry for them. It's very difficult for a manager or system administrator of that organization to sleep well in the night. Don't know what can happen. Now, if you look at the most common threats through which people are mounting this ransomware infection in the system, you can see that the major reason is using the spam or phishing email. Perhaps you might also be receiving many emails. At least I am receiving 10 emails per day. So there are large number of phishing emails are being sent, and then they make some people as a victim. Of course, if it is ransomware, in that case their major target is the big organization or people with lot of wealth. But now it is also going downstream and affecting the personal computers, etc., wherein it is least paid say attack for them, but is still like collectively they can make a large amount, and that's a so spam or phishing email is one of the sources. Lack of cyber security training is another. People are not aware about the security threat. When you see some very attractive offer on email, you are likely to click that and want to get $1 million by next morning, right? But you don't know that where you are heading to. Another thing that is the weak password or access management schemes that we are using. Most of us are using not using say very strong password, and these passwords are easy to guess looking at your social behavior, your information from your society, etc., like where you grew up, where you studied, which year you graduated, all those kind of things people use in the passwords, and therefore it is easy to guess. Otherwise it's very difficult and challenging job. And then the poor user practices. So these are the major challenges. Why I'm talking about this is that as a say case study, we will use the phishing attacks as one of the attack, and see that here how we can, if I use AI or ML techniques, in that case how we can improve, how we can detect that. So now therefore it is very important to develop or design a say secure computer system, wherein security must be ensured. Now what we call as a secure computer system, everybody, whoever is using, is thinking that his or her system is a secured system, nobody can hack into it, right? That is the notion of security that we have. So, to decide whether computer system is secure, you must first decide the meaning of secure, what we call as secure. Then identify the threat you care about, that what kind of threats that can affect your system. I have given you couple of examples. So, the threats that we have today are like virus or Trojans. Like say there is a regular article in the newspaper that somebody's computer system was hacked and somebody implanted some files which was not known to the people, and then maybe could be misused. Trojan horses which can help the attacker to get or to leak the information from your system. Of course, the Trojan horses are more important for organization wherein somebody is interested in getting information about the users, information about the health of the organization, information about their processes, etc., etc. Denial of service attack. If I am a system administrator, in that case I want to keep my system as healthy as possible, so that it can provide the availability to the user all the time. Whenever somebody wants to access my system, they should be able to access. However, through the denial of service attacks, you can denial or can introduce additional delay in the system. Therefore, it will start to annoy your customers. Stolen or customer data. So, now here through the Trojans or by leaking the information through the communication channel, it can leak the information. Modified databases. So, if I am maintaining a database, in that case it can modify. Sometimes, like here we have this notion, perhaps you have gone through the blockchain technology, that a blockchain brings the security. Blockchain brings the immutability, but that does not bring the security by itself. So, that can only say that here who has modified and when that data was modified, but it doesn't stop that. So, there are still security threats if you are using the blockchain. Identity theft and other threat of the personal privacy. Say privacy is the another important aspect that one has to worry about today, when we are living in a connected world wherein everybody is online all the time. Doesn't matter sleeping or awake, but the status must be online, right? And when we are in that era, in that case here you can be tracked all the time, and your presence at a location or is always can be say assessed. So, personal privacy is another kind of threat that we have. Equipment theft, hacktivism and all the or cyber terrorism, all these kind of the threats. If I want to make a say secure computer system, in that case it should have basic say characteristic or attributes, that this should provide the confidentiality, integrity and availability that we call as CIA. Perhaps you might have been overwhelmed by this one by now, must have listened many times. But no security say presentation is complete without uttering these words: confidentiality, integrity and the availability. This confidentiality says that who is authorized to use that data. Integrity says that if you whether you have good data or it is tempered. Availability says that here can access data whenever I need it. And today when we are working with the cloud kind services, in that case we want that availability of the cloud services should be 99.999969%, right? That's the kind of availability we are looking at. We cannot afford to have downtime of the system. Now, if I look at the compute system, wherein we have mostly three kind of systems. One is low end, medium and high end. High end is cloud kind of computer systems. The medium is desktop or servers, and the low end is your mobile. And medium end is like a depleting, and we are going more towards either the low end or the high end. So, low end is mobile that we are using to access the cloud services, and then we are keeping our data in the cloud and try to say use the cloud services to manipulate that data as well. So, both of the things we are using in a cloud. So, the secure system is one which has the intersection of all these three, that can provide the confidentiality, integrity and availability. Now, so we have to make balance of this. Now, I say that if I want to physically secure this say room, one way is that I put lock and say that here I won't allow anybody to come in. Of course, then this is fully secured, right? But then what is the use of this room when I cannot use, right? So, in the similar way, you can say that here I can disconnect the computer from the internet to increase the confidentiality. I will keep my standalone system, right? But then what happens with the availability? It is not available to anyone, right? It is available to a few people who are there in that premise and using that. Rest of the people cannot use. So, availability is compromised. Integrity also suffer because you won't get the update of the system, right? So, on the other hand, you can have extensive data checks by the different people system to increase the integrity, but in that case confidentiality will suffer because more people can see the data. Availability suffer because due to lock on the data under the verification that you can put, because without verification you don't want to do that. So, if I want to defend my system, in that case the defensive mechanism should have these 5 things. You have to prevent the attack. You have to first block the attack or close those vulnerabilities which are there. So, those vulnerabilities may be there may be a say bug in your code. That bug can be exploited by the hackers and can leak the information, or you deter the attack. That means here you make the attack as hard as possible, so that here they will have low return on investment, put more work and then get less, right? If they put whole lot of work, maybe say 7 days to hack into my machine, and then they ultimately don't find any important thing in that machine, in that case that would be really not of much use to them. This and then it should deflect the attack. So, that means here you have to make another target more attractive than the yours, so that you can people can deflect and don't target your machine all the time. Detect then of course, to ensure that here detect the attack, preferably during the period when attack is happening. If not, then here of course, after that one should detect, so that here later on some preventive measure can be taken, right? Detecting at the time when attack is happening is difficult exercise, that most of the time we call as 0-day attack, wherein I have more or less no information about new attack which may be mounted on your system, and your system can be compromised, but we want that it should be detected as fast as possible. recover from the attack. So, once the attack is mounted, you have to recover from that attack as quick as possible, either through the isolation of your system with the rest of the network, or by having some another measures. So, now there are various things which helps which say make your system vulnerable, and couple of things which can contribute to the vulnerability are: one is the network services. We are using the network services, our traffic is flowing through the network, which is managed by some network management, and wherein the hackers can exploit the vulnerability in the network protocols and can access the information. That is one. Of course, one can say that here all the time I can have entire information encrypted and transmit that encrypted information. Everything should be encrypted. It comes with its own overhead, and in that case here the performance start to suffer. Now, consider about a banking system wherein there are so many transactions they are handling per second. Now, what will happen with that? So, you also have to say cater your customers. So, you cannot simply load it with very say high end encryption protocols, so that it will take too long time to process that information, and hence your system start to suffer. Another one is the information system vulnerability or security aspect that one has to look at. Information system means my server can be compromised. Somebody can by some means can obtain the password of my system and can do can get into my account, or and then through that can find a way to slip through and get root access, and then can do whatever that attacker or hacker wants to do. So, that is the information system. And third one is the databases that we are using has to be protected. So, all these things have the issues. Now, one of the way is we can use formal methods to analyze these attacks or the systems, and can make sure that here there is no bug exist in in my software as well as in the communication protocols that we are using. If I can make sure through the mathematical modeling, in that case I can make sure that here there is no vulnerability and my system is safe and secure. So, formal methods are methods which are using mathematics to prove something. So, analyze the system from its description, use the executable code, use the specification of the software. Unfortunately, most of the specifications are not complete. That is one of the issue that we are facing. Perhaps you have Professor Asutosh has covered some part of formal methods, how we can use formal methods to find out whether bug exists in your code or not, right. So, now that is one of the ways. Analysis is based on the correspondence between the system description that we have, and the system description means the code that you have written, and the properties that we are interested in. So, this is based on semantics of code or semantics of the specification language that we are using most of the time. These are the concurrent systems wherein we are using the temporal languages to specify the system. So, formal methods have their own strength as well as weaknesses. So, strengths are that formal rules captures years of experience. So, over the time we are now capturing these properties over the time, and we keep on augmenting that set. Formal methods are more precise and up to certain extent can be automated. Of course, I mean there are 2-3 kind of formal methods we are using. Theorem provers are still not automated, but the model checkers can be I mean are fully automated kind of say tools. So, one can use those. Weakness is some subtleties are hard to formalize. Perhaps you don't know, you do not have enough say semantics to handle those. Methods are cumbersome and time consuming. That is the biggest worry about here. I mean formal methods have partial success in hardware verification, but really not big success in full code verification. And if I cannot verify the complete code in that case, or protocol in that case, I cannot say much about it. And that is the inadequacies the formal methods we have. If we would have had formal methods say working hand in hand, we could have I mean done pretty well. Like here, so the places where formal methods helps us are protocol security. So, like you have cryptographic protocols wherein you have programs, those are distributed over the network being executed at different places, and we use like a cryptographic method to achieve, like when you are transmitting the information or receiving the information. Attacker I mean can be modeled as it can read the information, can intercept, can replace the messages, can remember the content, and can apply the replay kind of attack. They I mean protocol security has to check the correctness, so that we can make sure that attacker cannot learn the protected secret information that is not supposed to be revealed, or cause the incorrect protocol completion, and that can be used as a chain, I mean side channel to transfer the information. Now, there are various attempts in the formal community to use the formal methods to say analyze mostly the protocols and up to certain extent the information system. So, some are like a crypto based system, some are like a communicating Turing machine, etc. The BAN and related logic which were developed to specify the protocols, like the Boolean logic you have. So, BAN logic was developed to formally or mathematically specify the protocols, and then you can check the correctness of those protocols. So, this provide the axiomatic semantics for the protocols steps, and that you can use to verify or validate the protocols. There are methods which are based on the operational semantics of the system, which are little bit loose. So, one of the like a intruder model that was derived from the Dole protocols. This and this gives rise to the set of traces, and then those set of traces can be used to evaluate it. Maybe I can skip there are many examples wherein people are using like a MITRE or process calculus approach, which has developed the spy calculus. Search using the symbolic representation and the states, as I said, that we are working on vulnerability detection using the symbolic dynamic symbolic execution. So, there are many say methods which are developed. Then there are finite state machine based methods like communicating synchronous processes. So, if I look at the bouquet of many methods, this graph shows that the sophistication of attacks and how these various formal methods can help them. So, you can see that hand proof is the most can handle the most sophisticated attack. However, the problem here is that by hand using the manual computation, how large design, how large protocols we can handle. So, that is the complexity should be very low, though this is very powerful. If these are something like, if you remember your 10th class mathematics, wherein in geometry we were proving some theorems, right. Then if you are proving some theorem, you have proved some theorem. In that case, you can use those axioms and then can prove. If you go by one way, you can prove fast. If you take the other way, in that case you may end up spending more time in proving the same thing. So, that's what is the kind of problem that we have. However, the model checkers are the more automated systems, but they can handle very low sophistication level, cannot handle very highly sophisticated attacks. So, this is where we are struggling, and that brings me to a point wherein we have to try something beyond the formal methods. Then of course, we are over the years, formal method cannot take us to there. Then we are more or less using some ad hoc methods which are based on some rule which we identified by our experience working through these protocols or information system, and based on that we are trying to protect, like for example, when you want to access your bank account and make your password wrong 3 times, in that case you are blocked for a day, right. You cannot do anything, you cannot make the 4th attempt, because that's the rule we crafted, looking at the statistics and assuming that if somebody is trying many times the wrong password, maybe he or she is intruder, not a genuine user. But as a genuine user, I can also forget my password and can try many times. Particularly now today, when you set a password, many of the systems have a strong requirement that you should have one capital letter, one special character, something like that, and you may end up having multiple password in multiple accounts, right. And it's difficult to remember which password you use for that particular account, and you may make multiple attempts. So that's a rule that we make, looking at the statistics. Is not convenient to user, right. If you need to transfer some money from your account and you are blocked for a day, right, maybe you may be in trouble, right. You may end up borrowing the money from your friend or someone. So, now formal methods cannot help us. Rules, we are making some rules, but then here those are sometimes like oversimplified, sometimes like they are overly protective in nature, like 3 times wrong password is overly protective, because to save your account from dictionary based attacks, wherein looking at your auxiliary information, one can make a dictionary, and then using that dictionary can mount certain attacks. So, it is too tough to make sure that security of a computer system, and therefore, now we end up going to the artificial intelligence and see whether artificial intelligence can help us in certain way to protect our information infrastructure. So now artificial intelligence, which was not a new term, started way back in 60s. That was the first wave of artificial intelligence, and in 60s, just after the development of computer, and there was a worry that in next 10 years the computers, the traditional computer system would be replaced by artificial intelligence. That did not happen. That was the first wave of artificial intelligence. Second wave appeared sometimes in 80s, wherein the artificial intelligence was more or less derivative of logic, and developed many expert systems using the logic. Though there was a big hype around that time, of course right from 60s there was a development of neural network or that kind of learning system. In 80s again there was a whole lot of hype, but by the late 90s that was diminished. And in this century again, sometimes around 2004-5 time period, in last 15 years again there was another, maybe still I can say, hype that has come up, and we in the form of machine learning. So earlier artificial intelligence was based on logic, now it is based on probability and statistics. So now the question is, what is machine learning, how it can help us. So let us have a quick tour to what is the machine learning, and then we will discuss how it can help us. Okay, so then let us take a break, and we will start from this one after this.